Okay.
That's
Yeah,
all right.
that's good.
All right.
Perfect.
In 3, 2, 1. Oh shit. Ooh, I like that one. All right.
That's it? Okay.
That's it. And we're back.
And we're back. What
Welcome
you just
to
heard.
2023.
Yes. Finally back. What you just heard was the genesis of our intro theme song that Bryan made for us. And
right.
those were the early iterations before we landed on the final product, which you hear every episode. And I guess as I think of it, I don't think we ever really talked about how that intro came to be, right?
I don't think we ever did,
Like-
because did we even have it ready for their first episode? That never got actually.
Oh, probably not, actually. Yeah, our cursed original pilot.
Cursed pilot.
It's just so bad. So episode 38 here, we are talking about our intro song that we've had the whole time. And so it's a short story, but it started out as I just sent Bryan this little riff on a piano, something I thought sounded cool. And I said, because we were still talking about, what we wanted the show to look like and how we were even going to do it. And I sent it to him and Spenny, and I said, Bryan, can you turn this into something? And that's the da 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 da. And then he took that and ran with it. And then Spenny,
I just added the little
yeah.
I just did that in like a voice note.
Yeah.
And Brian's like, all right, we'll make this work. And then I had found some quote from Planet of the Apes, and then he had someone voice over it, and it was just like
it's just some random other guy. So how does it go? It's somewhere out there. There's something with the something.
Somewhere in the universe, there has to be
something better than man.
Better than man. It has to be.
So that's not that isn't us saying that. It's just someone that we know but has never been. I don't even think he is aware of this show. Or the fact that he's on this intro song every single time.
Give us a shout out, Dan, if you do.
Yep. DT Photo. If you're out there, let us know what you think.
It's sweet.
But anyways,
that's awesome.
Yeah. Here at our, I guess, year-end review. So, Spenny, I think we released this show in March, right? 2022.
Yes.
Right. So this episode is like, we're late to the year-end review. The New Year's already happened, obviously. Yes. And we're way too early for a year of review.
Year review. Yeah.
So
we're doing a YTD.
Year to date.
A YTD review.
Year to date summary of the Ascension To Ten Podcast, episode 38.
It's like
random number.
It's like corporate America you're meeting with your client, and you don't have a full year, so you got to do a YTD review. Well, this is what we've done so far.
Oh,
yeah.
So that's what this is going to be. A little bit of a movie review, a lot of YTD.
YTD
for the show. So we have a few things planned. Couple segments. This, like we've been saying in the past, this will be a great episode to watch because there will be many visual components to this episode. So check us out on our podcast YouTube page, the Ascension To Ten Podcast.
Yeah, make sure you like, review, and subscribe there as well. You can leave us a comment, thumbs up, bing, all that other stuff.
Bing. YouTube. Yep. Of course, if you're listening to this, welcome anyways. It's great to have you listening. We very much appreciate it. We really appreciate the fact that we're at something like 1,500 or 1,600 total downloads for this show across all podcast platforms.
Solid.
So I think that is exceeded my expectations.
Oh, for sure. And it's something that we do that we like to do, and it's fun.
Yeah. Yep.
So hopefully it continues to grow and we get better at it.
Yeah. And as we'll see in one of these segments, there has been some evolution in this show as we've improved in our craft here.
Well, honestly, it's made it much more time consuming than it originally was. Right?
Yes. Holy smokes. Yeah. What's funny is that we used to offload these to Bryan, right? He wouldn't watch the movie or be on the episode, but he'd have 6 to 8 hours or something worth of stuff
really
to do for
odd
this
because
show.
it was so bad.
and then when we started taking over the editing for the YouTube, we basically kind of streamlined the whole process by just doing one edit instead of, at one point I was doing the YouTube editing and Bryan was still doing the podcast editing for the same product. Yeah. We had 2 different pipelines going on, and it was just so much time, so much total time per episode.
Yeah.
That just didn't even make sense. So we streamlined our process, and here we are. This is what we currently do anyways. Here we are.
Trying to master Photoshop in addition to, actually I feel like Premiere Pro is a little easier than Photoshop. I keep fucking it up.
We're gonna see that. We're gonna see that a little bit later. So I think that'll be fun.
I think my favorite part on that is just behind the scenes. Jad literally gave me a template, and somehow I still fucked it up. So this
we're also going to see that too. That's also going to become apparent.
So great
in this episode later on.
Brother. Yeah.
Some quick business though before we start our movie review. We both recently saw. So we're recording this in January 2nd, 2023 now.
Yes.
So Avater 2 just came out. And we both got a chance to watch it. Very much hyped within the movie, I don't know, community or whatever. I saw it so the theaters around me in Nashville, they're always trying to do these like gimmicky, heightened experience type stuff. So the theater that I saw this in, the stadium, offered, this is what the screening was: Real D, 3D, 4DX. And so it was, you had to wear the glasses for 3D. I hadn't seen a 3D movie in probably 15 years or something.
Yeah, it's been a while. Then that's probably the last Avatar.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. And then the 4DX thing was, there were rows of 5 seats attached to each other, and they were on these platforms that bucked around forward and back and side to side and stuff. Smokes. And they had water kind of misty jets in the seat back in front of you, so it would spray your face, and then it had these little air puffs behind you, and it had giant fans on the wall. And so you're just like, this was a 3-hour movie that I was just constantly getting bucked around and stuff.
Do you have seatbelts?
No, there's no seatbelt. It was pretty intense, actually. I was surprised that there was no warning. Right, it says on the ticket that the experience kind of is, but there was no primer at all as to what this experience was going to be like. I mean, it was enjoyable. Awesome. It was 3 hours of that, so it was a little much.
Yeah,
towards the end, but
3 hours in general is a little much.
Right, yeah. But anyways, the movie itself, whatever. It was whatever, right?
Well, that's what I was having a hard time with that movie because, like, visually, obviously, awesome. Like, it's really cool. Awesome. The things they're doing with CGI and everything else. Yeah. And seeing water and all these other things that they've done, very cool. But it's like the other parts of the movie, like the fact it's 3 hours long, that is long. Like, I was like, I could have done with a half-hour cutoff. But I feel like just, like, the story was just a story.
It was just a movie. It was just another
action movie.
Yeah.
That's what it was. And I wish it had more. I don't know what I was expecting. Like that first Avatar, like I remember thinking like, whoa, this is amazing. Like I've never seen anything like this. And it was like, well, what can we do? Well, let's just make it with water.
Yeah.
And kind of the same elements to it, you know? So.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, it's basically a Marvel movie, I would say.
Yeah.
But that looked, it was just on another level in terms of the visuals, because with Marvel movies, they're what, 2 hours max, and there's mostly action and some kind of funny dialogue, right? But then they speed up the action so that they don't really have to animate it that much. It's not clear. Right. With the Avatar movies, it was every single scene was just super fine detail, looked amazing, was visually just incredible. Yeah. The one thing that annoyed me, though, that I pick up on this stuff, I don't know, I criticize things too much for things like this, but did you notice that the frame rate was just constantly changing?
Yes.
To like 48, back to 24, back to 48. Yeah. Sometimes within the same scene, it would change frame rates.
Yeah, that was kind of annoying.
That was just super annoying to me.
Yeah. I also the other thing, like, this movie's 3 hours long, and I felt like some of the cuts, like, you would lead up to something and it would cut, and then it would go to the next scene, and then all of a sudden it was like, everyone's up in arms, and you're like, there wasn't the progression of like the frustrations and stuff building. It was just something's happening, cut, everyone's pissed off, and it was like, I just wish they would have kind of brought in a little easier, but it was kind of choppy cuts. So,
and I have to say, 3D, I will say it's improved since the last time I saw it, which again was a decade or more ago.
I feel like still water coming alongside of you.
Yeah, still completely pointless though. It adds nothing, and in fact, it reduces the resolution. It looked amazing, and it just actively made it look like 1080p. With the scenes that was 3D, it's ridiculous.
It's kind of like you buy a camera lens and you spend thousands of dollars on it, and then the first thing you do is you put on a lens protector, like a glass lens protector that costs you like $5, and you put that on front of the lens, and it's like, what are we doing here? Like, it's just like you're wearing plastic glasses.
I know, right?
For 3D. I don't know. That's just like,
well, no, I'm right. I mean, it was, yeah, it looked amazing, but the glasses made it look worse.
Yeah.
For some stupid 3D effect it didn't add anything.
Well, and there's 2 more coming with 3D, so buckle up.
Well, I think what I learned was that I had been interested in this 4DX experience.
That sounds pretty.
The only way to do that was with the 3D, so I had to do the 3D
IMAX
thing
too.
No,
it wasn't.
So it was the other thing they call it is RPX, which is just super wide format. Okay. So I don't think if I watch the next one's probably just going to be regular old D.
2D.
D's nuts.
Okay.
Here it is. All right.
We were playing Pictionary. Just a little aside, you made me think of this. We were playing Pictionary on New Year's, and like we were playing with not Pictionary. It had a bunch of random like things, like you could do goat cheese, but then it had some like semi inappropriate kind of things for like adults. And one of them was
goat cheese.
Yeah, that was goat cheese. Was like one of the words that you had to write.
Sounds
or draw. But they one of them was double D's. And our daughter was she was playing. She did a helmet and a book and stuff. But somebody just drew 2 D's for double D's. I just remember my daughter went up and she's like, "No, those are backwards. You can't, that's not right." And it was because she was thinking of little D's.
Oh.
Anyways, that was just, I don't know why that made me think of
nice.
That. Funny.
Nice.
Okay. What's next? What should we do?
Do this stupid movie thing.
Oh, just so you know, Avatar came out 3 weeks ago. Is the 3rd highest grossing movie this year. Top Gun was first.
Okay, I was gonna say
I think it was Wakanda.
Okay.
Forever.
I was thinking that they should be the first or the highest, but I forgot about Top Gun.
Yeah, 780 million for Top Gun, and then this was I think 444 or something.
Okay, so it's got some.
So that's
time.
in 3 weeks. So
yeah,
that's pretty
wow,
impressive. Yeah, $350 million budget. So
zoinks.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of money, as we know. It's not a dud.
It's a lot of nuts.
It's a lot of nuts. All right.
Well, okay.
Did you want to talk about this movie quick?
Yeah, let's just bang it out.
All right. So the movie that we're just talking about quickly, or are going to talk about, is The Man Who Killed Hitler and then Bigfoot from 2019. So it was a recommendation from my aunt, Michelle, and I have 2 tidbits. The director of this film, Robert Kraszkowski, took him 12 years to get this story made. So he continually just kept working at it. He had written it and then trying to get it produced. And my cousin is in the trailer. She's walking down the street and you can see her backside as Sam Elliott walks by her. So those were the 2 facts I had for you.
Let's go.
Yeah. This movie is, the title is misleading. If you would have said something like old man has regrets about his life, and then you threw in some random clips of him killing Hitler and then Bigfoot, it might have been more interesting. But this movie literally is just about Sam Elliott.
The title is almost identical to what the actual title is. I get your point, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand, but you basically just read the title again.
All right, whatever. It's fine.
Yeah.
Here, I'll just read synopsis. Some old guy who killed Hitler has become a recluse and drinks a lot at the local bar with constant flashbacks at the time he killed Hitler and lost the woman of his dreams. He's been called upon by the FBI to start up his old job as a tracker to kill Bigfoot because it has the capability of spreading a disease and he's the only one immune to it. So he kills it and barfs all over him. And then the movie makes you think he's dead, but he's still alive, but he's missing an ear.
I mean, this movie perfectly sets up for one of your synopses because that's just what happens. There's no fluff added to that synopsis. That's just what happens.
That's literally what happened. It didn't even add anything. That's just the true story.
True story. Oh, okay. I remember we texted each other, right? What did we say? We said something like, I think I said, this is a who cares movie or something. Or this is just it was a waste of time, right?
Yeah, it's like, it's done well. Like, it's shot really well. Those types of things. But this story is just boring. Like, there's nothing to it that gets you excited. Like, the part that is exciting is when he sees Bigfoot, and it's for 5 minutes. And it's basically this hunt, and Bigfoot's not even Bigfoot. Bigfoot is just somebody that
just a squirrel man or something.
Yeah, just a squirrel man, yeah. And he literally just barfs on him at one point and then dies. And that's like, there it is.
Picture a movie with super artsy, super flat cinematography. So it's very artsy. The blacks really come out, but it's just flat. Yeah. And it's set for a drama, and on the surface it's about kind of an old guy addressing his demons late in life.
Yep.
And you can tell he's been doing that for a long time. That's about it. And then they throw in a Bigfoot thing at the end, and like the last 20 minutes they just think, oh yeah, let's add Bigfoot, but we're not gonna, he's just gonna look like a squirrel man, and the face is paper mache because that's all we care about.
Well, and they make this, they do it in a way where like they're like, we've like sectioned off this territory in Canada to go get Bigfoot. Everyone's wearing, you know, suits so they don't get infected, and he's just, you know, strutting around wearing just regular clothes, and he just needs a gun and a knife. Like, they're like, pick any weapons you want, and he just picks a rifle and a knife, and then he just sets off. And then I don't know, it's been 2 weeks or something, and all of a sudden it's like an update, and he's shooting at Bigfoot.
This was the most, okay, to me it seemed like there were two directors for this movie. One that did basically all of it, and then two, they brought in Quentin Tarantino for like 2 scenes. The scene you're just talking about where he's choosing the weapons that he wants to go kill Bigfoot. You know how he looks at the wall of the guns, and then he turns around and it's a straight up zoom into his face, just like Tarantino does in his movies. And he goes, I want that one, and nothing else. It was such a just abrupt shift in the way that the movie just felt. Yeah. It felt like a completely different movie in that 10 seconds. And then it was back, and it was this brilliant scene where he's about to approach the literal firewall in Canada, where it's a controlled forest fire in Canada in the wilderness, and he's about to walk through this blaze he's the only one in the world that can like use the talents that he doesn't want to have and go kill something. And literally the next scene is him shooting Bigfoot in the face.
Yes.
This whole movie is about the preamble and the boring crap about his life. And it jumps from, I'm about to walk through this literal ring of fire, and then he's just shooting Bigfoot in the face. Nothing in between. Nothing about that journey. It doesn't matter, I guess.
It was just like a SpongeBob 3 hours later.
Picture a night sky, huge wall of fire, very dramatic, very cinematic, because you see his silhouette.
Cool, yeah.
You see his silhouette. He's confronting the fire, and then he's just shooting it in the face. Immediately.
Yes.
And then you think, okay, so what's left in this movie? Because there's another 30 minutes of runtime here.
Yeah.
And he shot it in the face, and it doesn't die. He just runs off, and he's tracking it through more wilderness. And then he shoots it. It clearly dies. He lays next to it and holds its hand because he's like, sorry, bruh. They made me do it. I didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And then it barfs on his face, and then he stabs it in the gut, and then they're at his funeral.
They're at his funeral because you think he's dead. I mean, apparently. And then he
gets on a boat and fishes. Yeah. So, okay. This movie makes it seem, okay, so the threat that Bigfoot poses, first of all, the FBI comes to this guy's house.
It seems like a pretty big deal.
They say, yeah, you know, all those murders and stuff, all the people that are dying that you've been hearing about in the news that the audience has no idea about. Right. It was literally one snapshot of a frame that was on the cover of a newspaper that you were sitting on that you didn't read and nobody saw for more than a millisecond. You know, all those deaths, they're very important to the story. That's the Bigfoot. And he goes, oh, okay. Like the Bigfoot was somehow part of this narrative. And then, okay, it's not the Bigfoot rampaging around Canada killing people. No, it's the Bigfoot's carrying a plague, and it kills all mammals, except for you, because you're immune.
You're immune. And we just happen to have your blood back from when you were hunting Hitler, so we just tested it just to make sure. We knew you were a great tracker. Here you go.
It's that deep, right? There's nothing else.
Well, yeah, and there's no. That's the thing that I was struggling with is everything seems more surface. Like you kind of get some layers of like his backstory with Hitler and how he got there and those kinds of things. But the Bigfoot thing was just kind of like, here's Bigfoot, go get him, man, and save the world. And then once it's done, you'll be dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, and then there's this thing about because he still lives in his old house from the 40s and stuff, and he has all these memories and memorabilia, these trinkets and stuff, but he has this one box full of memories that he cannot
pulling out.
Confront himself to open up and address those demons. And he keeps flashing back to his time as a 20-something that gets drafted for World War II because he has all these skills. He was a hat maker. He made hats and somehow gets drafted to be this elite tracker something. He goes to Russia and some Russians help him cross the German border. And there's this weird scene where he gets shaved. Yeah, that adds nothing to the story. It never comes back.
The premise of this whole thing was like, I'm going to shave you. But if I make a mistake, you won't be cursed. But if I don't make a mistake, you'll be cursed for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And then he at the end just cuts him.
He just cuts him so he wouldn't be cursed or something.
I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense because but then he says you're doomed, right? He cuts him. Yeah. So, okay, I cut you so you're good. But you're doomed.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even, getting a face full of Bigfoot barf. He's still not doomed. Still fine. Yeah. Still kicking. And maybe that is what makes him doomed, is because he can't die.
Yeah.
He just,
you have to live.
But again, who cares? Right? All these flashbacks to his younger self, they never illustrate a point where he's regretting what he's doing. Right. I guess the scene where he kills Hitler, he's really emotional about it, but it's not like he's, I don't know. It's just dumb. It doesn't matter. It's dumb. It's a waste of time. And
it was just,
there's nothing to read into it either. There's
I think
anybody who's like assigns some kind of hidden symbolism. There's nothing there. It's completely service level.
Yep.
So that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I don't even know how to score this one. It was like, it's not like, I don't think it's an Ascension because it was done so well, like cinematically.
Yeah.
But I hated it. So I don't want to try to
because here's what my problem is with it. I feel like we've said this a couple times, or at least I've mentioned this a couple times on the podcast. We're not trying to be movie reviewers here, right? We're trying to dunk on some bad movies and movies that are funny in the meantime, right? We can't be funny about this just boring movie. And so to give it a rating is like, who cares, right? It's just a who cares movie that doesn't even deserve to be rated.
I would put this movie on the level of What's Eating Gilbert Grape. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
No.
It's just like not funny. It's just a drama, and you just sit there for 2 hours and you're like, what? This is boring.
Oh, okay. I forgot to say, this is something trivial, but I rented it on YouTube, right? And there was an option, or no, YouTube or Prime, who cares? It doesn't matter. Either way, there was a $3 option and a $5 option. The $5 option advertised HD quality, right? And so I thought, okay, if I'm going to watch this, I might as well watch it in 4K, because that will make, to me, anything better. If it looks as good as it can, it will be better.
Yeah.
So I paid $5, paid an extra $2, right, for this thing. And it's only in 1080p.
Typical.
So I should have just done the $3 option because there's nothing added to it. It's just a troll.
Got you good.
Got me good.
All right.
Anyways, so yeah, we're not going to rate that one because it's just literally just who cares, right?
Yeah, who's Hitler and who's Bigfoot?
I don't know.
Right.
Is that a rhetorical question?
The only thing I'll say is that Sam is walking down the streets at night, and it's the Skeletor parade all over again.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
That was about the only.
Okay.
And the Nazi watch that he was wearing was cool. I know it's a swastika, but it was a really neat watch.
My note about that, and this is a stupid joke, right? It's a bad joke, so it's not funny. But my joke for that was no wonder the Nazis lost the war. Their clocks didn't have any minutes or second hands. Like they couldn't tell the time on that thing. It was a completely pointless watch.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
because the swastika ticked every second, but there was no reference for what the hours or minutes were. So
probably some sort of deep symbolism to it.
Hit me with that rim tap, Spenny. You got that queued up?
No, I don't. Put that in post.
Okay. One last note that I forgot about that I just remembered. Did you notice, and this I think was what just ticked me off the most about this movie, is that it looked great, as we've discussed. Very artsy. Mm-hmm. Looked awesome. Cinematography is on point, except for the 2 random scenes that Tarantino jumped in, or they had some kind of intern.
Yeah.
But did you notice that the music had nothing to do with what these scenes were?
No.
At the end, when the music throughout the movie sounded like what you'd expect to listen to at the opening of a Pixar movie, right? It's very light. Mm-hmm. It's very whimsical. It's very kind of curious. It makes you curious about what's happening. Yep. And they're playing that. It's really light, right? And they're playing this when he's killing Bigfoot and trying to open his chest and stuff. It's not curious. It's somber. He's sad about this.
Yeah. None of it. The music specifically was kind of not matching with what the actual scenes were playing. So it was kind of an odd. I feel like that's the second one we've listened to or talked about recently. Maybe it was the Skull. It was probably the Skull one.
Was there even any music with that? Other than
anyways.
Yeah. Anyways. So listen.
We don't want to
yes, thank you for engaging us, and
we watched the whole thing.
Yes.
We appreciate people making recommendations. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't.
Yes.
This one just was tough.
This was not a reflection of the recommendation. So please, we'd like to hear more.
Yeah. And just so you know, the box office, this had $3,822. That's what IMDb has.
Was it released in one theater for a day?
I don't know. It did win an award of some sort.
Yikes.
Let's see. Well, anyways. Okay, let's go on.
Okay.
Next.
So we have 2 segments. This is our year-to-date review.
This is our YTD.
YTD of our show for 2022 into 2023, but not yet a full year of show.
Yeah.
And so I put together a couple things here. We have handed out.
You've handed out more, right?
We've handed out, 11 Ascensions. I've handed out, so I've handed out 11 Ascensions. Spenny's handed out 9 Ascensions.
Okay.
So what we thought would be fun is to review those Ascensions and give them a ranking. Now it's like, it kind of is a call back to a joke or segment in one of the early episodes where I suggested we now add this subcategory, and you just
it got cut out.
Dog shit on me for that. idea. But then it wasn't even
Bryan,
in the show. Okay,
Bryan just cut it.
So this is back when Bryan was editing, and just Spenny just fucking lit into me for this stupid idea, and because I wanted to rank each ascension every time we gave out an ascension to see how it compared. Because the whole premise of this show is that an ascension is the worst thing you've ever seen.
You wanted to rank your ascension from 10,000 BC because it was a 1. So it was even stupider. Didn't even make any sense.
No, I still stand by it. The Ascension to 10,000 BC, I still stand by that. That was a good idea. We'll see if it makes it into the episode this time.
Sure.
Totally forgot he cut that out. Oh, no. You know what? We can do Ascension to 10,000 BC, a subcategory of Ascensions.
Yeah, that pissed me off because I was like, so you want to go back and like rescore because you're so bad at scoring these.
Oh, man. Okay, so we're going to do a tier list like we did the Halloween candy tier list.
Awesome.
And we're going to rank these ascensions that we've handed out.
Okay.
Now, this will be a little bit confusing, or just, I don't really know how this makes sense, or if it makes sense at all, because the tier list starts at the best. S is the best, right? It goes down to D. So I don't know. I guess we're going to rank these ascensions on that same S to D scale, but they're still ascensions. So some are going to be worse than others. So I think S is the best of the worst. D is, this is complete garbage.
In our YTD review, we have decided this ascension is the best of said ascensions.
Yep. So it's like an ascension 0.99 or something.
Okay.
And then the worst ascension is less than 0, less than a negative 0.
Right.
So,
I can't wait. This is going great.
Okay. So there's going to be a little bit of a cut here while I get this technology set up. But here we go. And we're back. So, Spenny in the audience.
Yeah, ready.
As a recap, YTD, the 11 ascensions that have been handed out. Episode 1, Tremors 6, A Cold Day in Hell. Episode 7, Battlefield Earth.
Yeah.
Episode 11, Starship Troopers 2. Now, this was one where I gave an ascension and Spenny gave a 0.4.
Yeah.
And I should say Tremors 6, I gave an ascension, Spenny gave a 0.9.
I stand by that.
We moved to episode 12, Beyond White Space. Oof. Episode 15, Independence Day 2. Episode 17, Spawn. Episode 22, Moonfall. That was one where Bryan was on and he also gave Ascension. That was a 3 for 3 Ascension.
Yeah.
And episode 27, Maximum Overdrive. That was the Moron movie.
Cars are
Episode
alive.
29, Driven. Episode 31, Space Mutiny. That was the old Mystery Science Theater one that we had to watch. And then episode 34, Born to Raise Hell, Steven Seagal.
Oh my gosh.
So, okay. So we'll start out here and we'll just go in order. Episode 1, Tremor 6, A Cold Day in Hell. Now, you didn't even give this an Ascension. So that probably promotes it up to S tier, probably, right?
Yeah,
it's
I'd say
one
S.
of the best.
Yeah.
And I would say retroactively, that's among this list, probably one of the better ones. So we'll just go ahead and scoot this one up to.
And this is specifically because it doesn't take itself seriously.
Yeah.
You know?
Given the other things that we've seen. Now, at the time, that was the worst thing I'd ever seen. When I saw it the first time, especially after watching these other Tremors movies and, enjoying them, get to Tremors 6, A Cold Day in Hell, and they're color grading sand to look like snow. Poorly.
That's so
right?
amazing. It's your first impression of this movie.
Yep. Okay. So now this one is a doozy. The Battlefield Earth, episode 7. This is just so amazingly bad.
Yeah, this was terrible. I feel like we're gonna have a lot of
yeah. It's just gonna be all D's. I mean, this is clearly D, right? This is D tier for sure, right? Okay.
Yep.
Where this falls in amongst the D tier will remains to be seen, but D tier easily. Starship Troopers 2. This was one again that you didn't give an Ascension to, and upon further review, it's probably up in S. Probably worse than Tremor 6. Probably.
Yeah, I might even put it at A, because.
So it's worse than Tremor 6.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yep. You gave this a 0.4, so that's pretty close to Ascension.
Yeah.
A tier. I mean, it's so bad.
Yeah, terrible.
Beyond White Space.
Ooh,
this is something crazy. This might be equivalent to Battlefield Earth. I don't know. What do you think?
It is. Yep, I agreed. 100%.
It might even be worse. I don't know.
That one, that one is probably worse because at least Battlefield Earth was funny. This was one of those examples of like it wasn't funny.
Yeah,
like, it was so serious that there was nothing funny about it. I mean, the only reason we got through that episode is because you talked about that. You gave your China story. The link we got through that. You're the
oh yeah, about getting trapped in the room, right?
Yeah, with your Rolexes.
Oh, man. Okay, so yeah, the episode was pretty decent then, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so Independence Day 2, it's incredibly bad, right? But I think there are enjoyable moments, right?
Yeah,
with Jeff Goldblum and stuff, and so this might be a C.
Yeah, we'll keep
C or B, but yeah, probably C. Spawn again, I would say something similar.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
We'll go C.
Let's do C for right now.
Okay. Moonfall. This is.
Yeah, that was right.
This is clearly D. Might be the worst on the list.
It was bad
because this is 2021, right? And it's just.
Yeah.
It's mind-bogglingly bad.
This was the blockbuster around Christmas last year, wasn't it? I think.
Oh, that's right.
Maybe right at 20, or maybe it was January. Can't remember.
Yeah. Maximum Overdrive, the Moron movie.
I think again, put that at B. I mean, it was funny. Like it was funny enough. Yeah,
I agree with that.
But we both gave it Ascensions. So
yeah, I mean, probably more enjoyable than Independence Day, right? For the just kind of the quirkiness of it, I would say.
Yep.
Same thing for Driven. I mean, Driven is just so stupid, right? But yeah, it's got Stallone, so you can't really.
It's got Stallone.
What was this one called? Space Mutiny. This one was pretty darn funny, right? Because I put this at S because it's just the insanity.
It's fine.
Movie.
It was so funny.
Especially if because there's no other way to watch it that we found. You have to watch it through with the Mystery Science Theater, and that makes it really funny. So it's pretty darn good.
Yeah,
you know what? I'll put this. This goes at the top.
Sure, that's
this is an S tier Ascension.
Somehow the Ascensions jumped the. I guess that was my first one I ranked. So
yeah. Finally, we have Born to Race Hell.
I think that's the worst one. That's the worst.
Yeah, I think to date this is the worst thing I've ever seen. It's so beyond stupid. I think I gotta rearrange this. Beyond White Space was just so bad.
Oh yeah,
right?
I think you're right. Yeah.
Because at least with Moonfall there was some enough action and
they spent some money on some visuals. At least they had that.
Yeah. Okay, are you happy with? I'm happy with this list.
Yeah,
this ranking.
Good. Yeah, that looks good. I mean, if we had to watch those two movies back to back, Beyond White Space and the Seagull one, maybe I'd change my mind.
Holy smokes!
Never gonna watch those again.
Holy cow! Yeah. All right. So that was fun. That was a good one.
Fun. Good job.
Good job. So. Us. Good job, us. We're going to do another.
Technically, I have an Ascension that's higher than a 0.9, but that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to do another little cut here. So stay tuned. And all right. And we're back again. Last segment of the show. last segment of the YTD. This time it will be another tier list. So I hope this is entertaining. If not, this episode just stinks.
Yeah,
it's just mostly tier list. But I think this is fun.
Check us out on YouTube, the Ascension to 10 podcast,
for
where you can catch
stinker.
all of these visuals.
Okay, so if you've never watched the YouTube videos, every single episode has a thumbnail associated with it that we make, and the person that edits the show will make the thumbnail as well. And so it gives us both a chance to, be creative and just have some fun with it. And so we usually don't share the thumbnail until we're either done with the thumbnail or the video's done or end up. And so it's kind of a surprise. And the other kind of fun thing is that we do a lot of face swaps, or we do now anyways. And so we'll ask each other to send us a selfie, right? With doing a specific thing, right? And it's very cryptic. And so the person sending the selfie has no idea what the thumbnail is going to look like. And so it's just fun for us anyways. I don't know how fun this is for anyone else. And if you've only ever watched the podcast, you've literally never seen any of these.
Or you can check us out on our socials.
That's
Instagram,
right.
It's Ascension 2 TEN. Same with Twitter and Facebook. And we do add the shorts to YouTube as well. So you can see them on there.
Speaking of which, how would you rate my socials game, Spenny?
You just need to start adding some commentary on like exactly what it is you're posting instead of just posting things without any sort of
literally
context.
Nothing. Yeah.
I think 3 times you've recorded videos of you just walking with your feet on the ground. I love it. I do.
Stay tuned for more of that.
I appreciate it. So
anyways, okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go through all 38 thumbnails quickly. And we're also going to rank them on the same tier list, S to D. Okay. This time, S being clearly the best and D being just a stinker. The criteria for these thumbnails, for ranking these thumbnails, is the art, the creativity with the art, and that we'll consider the title too, because the title is part of the thing. And whoever edits the episode gives it a title, and it's usually, we try to be funny with it and be like at most tangentially related to what we're talking about. So, all right, we're going to start here. Episode 1, a new pilot. This was again Tremor 6.
I think that was just shot us into the stratosphere just starting off. I love that first one.
Starting off, I mean, I don't know. Do you think it's like a high A tier or something?
Yeah,
we got some good ones in here.
Yeah,
we'll go high A tier. Because again, I didn't know how to use Photoshop. I didn't know how to do any of this crap.
Well, the first time you did it was just like, wow, okay, this is what we're doing.
This is it.
And
because I remember that again. This was before the show. We were still putting the show together. You had found some movie posters or something that you liked.
Yeah,
it's for The Mandalorian or something, and it was very simple. But I think the thing that stuck with me was the color gradient or something.
Yep.
And so all these color gradients and all these thumbnails are a direct homage to Spenny liking that movie poster. No, we haven't used a single set of color schemes. That was that movie poster, but this is how we started. Okay. Episode 2, To Mars. This is lame. I mean, at the time it was kind of funny because of the guy, but this is this is D tier.
Yeah, let's just D it. Just put it on that D.
Yeah.
It's one of the characters got huge tusks on it and just says "To Mars." It's the name of the episode.
To Mars. The title stinks.
It was probably. I think it was our worst episode because we spent 2 hours.
About that. Yeah,
we spent 2 hours going through the movie, and the movie. I think our review was longer than the movie.
Yeah. So we just went scene for scene. We talked about the entire thing. It was so painful to go back and listen to now.
We've gotten a lot better.
And so,
plus we were talking on Zoom, talking over each other. And
God, no, it was Google Meet or something, right?
Google Meet,
or Hangout or something. Holy smokes! Yeah, because we originally didn't have video components to the show because we were on webcams and stuff, and it was just Google Hangout was just so jank, and we each had to record locally, and it was a mess.
We tried to clap. We used to try and clap to start our episodes. Like
that. And that
tried
added
to sync
to
it, and we were off by like 3 seconds.
Yeah. And that added to Brian's work because he had to put it all together, having never listened. Like, he wasn't there to hear the recording, so he had to put this together.
Yeah,
having what he thought what might sound good.
It sounds natural.
Yeah. What a mess. Okay, episode 3, 10,000 years before common sense. I like this title.
Yeah.
The
I
thumbnail
like
itself,
the pyramid upside down.
with the mammoth.
So funny.
Yeah.
But
I
let's
think
put
that.
yeah. Lower
What do you
C.
think?
Yeah, lower C.
Lower C. Okay. Yeah. I think that the title is what saves it, and then the upside down pyramid was just like, I was just again goofing off and trying to figure out how to rotate things in Photoshop.
Yeah.
And so, okay. Episode 4.
I love this one.
I'm allergic to this movie. I think I love the title on this one. The kid, the epileptic, is funny, and I think this might be A tier.
It's A tier
from the title alone. I think.
And you got to talk about birds. So.
Oh yeah. Episode 5, destroying the future to save the past. This is another just stupid title that I came up with. Right? It doesn't make any sense. I learned how to use what was it called? Blend or some crazy feature in Photoshop that I then overused for another set of thumbnails.
Well, that was back when we used to send me like 6 of them with different characters with their mouths all just like
the eyes and the mouths
all messed up.
This one might be B tier, something like that, right?
Yeah.
B or C. We'll go low B. It's probably something better than B.
Another.
Oh, I don't have
you
this one.
corrected this one.
Oh, I don't have the thumbnail on this one to rank. Shoot.
Oh no.
Okay, I can do this in post. This is fine.
All right. Well, I think that one's funny.
So episode 6, boring
which was
loader.
episode 5 when we posted it. It was another episode 5.
Really?
I think. Or maybe this was another episode 6.
I think there was a series where
we did 2 in a row. It doesn't matter. I think this one's hope.
Yeah.
This is a shout out to Bryan because he called it a boring
Lord of the Rings. Yeah. But then the glaive has the Cyclops guys on its head. I think it's pretty good. I think it's probably A tier, low A tier maybe. Yeah. Just from the title. So we'll add that up there. Episode 7, A Tale of Two Ascensions. This is for Battlefield Earth. This is clearly D tier, right? This is just real bad. This is probably the worst thumbnail.
It was probably a rush job.
Worst thumbnail for the worst movie. I think the episode was pretty good though, probably. And it was probably funny, but episode 8, Our First Fight. I love the clickbait title on this, but again, it's kind of lame. Something can probably D tier again.
Yeah, let's do D tier.
Hi dear T. It's probably better than Tamar's because of the clickbait.
Yeah.
Episode 9,
iconic.
Full court dunks. Again, I love this title. Us with the kids and as kids. I think this is probably A.
Yeah,
A or B.
I love this. No, this one's great.
All right, this one's A. Okay.
It's if you're listening, it's a picture of the 2 of us from our basketball days. If you haven't heard the episode. And just a couple chubby kids.
Yeah. And
basketballs.
Penny just towering over literally everyone else there. He's like the size of an adult. Episode 10, these ratings were alien to us. This is D tier. I mean, this is just kind of silly, dumb.
Yeah. That was a great episode though, because that's where we got the magnet story. So
was it really?
We were on our Zitcaster platform. This was the one episode we did it on, and
I forgot that we actually released on one.
Yeah, I was like I looked like I was in 10p. Yeah. We were talking, and the delay was so bad, and it was super late at night because we had something happen where it just stopped working. So it was like 10 o'clock when we finally started recording.
That reminds me of all of this times that we had to, it would fail. Even Google Meet would just fail and we'd have to get reconnected and stuff. But yeah, so before we're on this platform called Riverside now, which is, it's fine. It works. But we were on this thing called Zencaster for one episode, and we thought it was going to work because it had all the features that we wanted it, but it literally streamed in half a P, and we couldn't see or hear each other and talking over each other. And
yeah, the only thing we took away from it was they had this sweet joke drum. We still use that sometimes. Throw it in there.
Okay, episode 11, Barf Ship Troopers. This is, I don't know, B maybe, B or C.
Yeah, I think it's B. Like B. I think this one's
okay. But it's the exact same format as the Time Machine one, with the goofy face. Yeah. Unoriginal name, just kind of. All right, episode 12, Beyond Ascension. This was just exactly like the movie. It I didn't try. It's clearly D. This is probably this is down there by Battlefield Earth.
Worse than Battlefield Earth.
Yeah, this is easily the worst at this point.
Yeah.
Episode 13, Simulated Ascensions. Okay,
I like the tie-dye one. I think that
I'm going to say this is probably S, right? Is this our first S?
Yeah, that was a sweet one.
That took a long time to get the tie-dye right, and then I think the title is cool. Episode 14, Championship Ascensions. Again, this is probably a D, right? Yeah. Just kind of dumb. What were we? Is this the bowling story?
Yeah, I think it was
bowling champions.
Yep.
Okay. Shout out to Alex Mealand.
Yeah, that was the one where you could hear clanging of dishes in the background.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Episode 15, Gunning with Independence. This is clearly S, and it might be at the top of S.
Oh, yeah.
Because this was the first face swap.
Yep.
And for a first time, I think it was pretty epic.
Yeah.
Sticking Bryan back there is this little guy in the back. And there's something, I mean, something about my face mapped so, I don't even know how I did it. It was just, it just looks like I don't know. I mean, yours is decent enough, but the color tone is, or the skin tone is a little bit off. Bryan, I mean, it was hard because Goose is looking the wrong way, but something about that is just, I don't know.
Looks great.
Oops. Okay.
Yeah,
so that's
one
S.
of my favorite ones. The next one's pretty good too, man.
Yep. Episode 16, Iron Ascensions, another face swap. I think this is not as good, clearly, but I don't know. What do you think?
I'd say a low S.
Low S? Okay.
High A. Yeah. Do low S.
Okay. Episode 17, Ascensions.
Your face swap on this one.
I know. Awesome. Okay, this is. I mean,
you're blue clown. Mine's terrible, but
I think that's what. It took me so freaking long to do this, and then when I got to yours, I was like, "Who fucking cares?" And just slap your face on there. And I was just so done at that point.
That sounds about right.
Ascensions from Heck. This is for Spawn, and I mean, I maybe I don't know. Low S, probably it's probably A tier, right?
Yeah, let's do A tier.
Okay,
half of it's right. Half of it's. I mean, the clown is awesome.
Ascensions from Heck is kind of funny, but I don't know.
It is funny. Yeah.
Okay, this one, I really like this one too. I guess it's episode 18.
You didn't put it on there.
It didn't even put it on there. It just said it's over. And now this is the most clickbait one because there's the rift between us. It's separating us. We're both frowning at each other. I think this is S.
I like it.
I think this goes below Iron Ascensions, or no, Gunning with Independence. Just because the clickbait and the rip.
Looks good.
Yeah.
You did good work.
Okay. So episode 19, 50 Shades of Ascension. Why did I call it this? What was this about?
It was about Gray Man.
Oh. Okay. I like this one too. Maybe lower than the tie-dye, something like that.
It was great. It was weird.
Episode 20, Back to Basics. I think this was the point where
love that.
I kept making you the whatever woman was in the thing because you had the facial hair and stuff. And I think this is probably S tier, right?
Yeah, I like that one. That was great.
This is going up here.
Both look good in that one.
Yeah.
And the 8-10 hat. Yeah.
But yeah, you as what's her name? Sandra Bullock. Yeah. Episode 21, NTA. This is another one where I put together this whole segment skit thing, right? It's named that Ascension. It took too long. It was just you were just over it by like question 8 or something.
It was so long. You're like, this is gonna take us a good, like 5 minutes.
No, 5 minutes.
20
like
45 minutes.
But I had that stinger. I should have put the stinger up here. The name that Ascension thing. I don't know. This is what do you think? This is like a high B, you think?
Yeah, let's do B.
Something like that. Episode 22, Moon Fail. Callback for the our
original
show
artwork.
Thumbnail.
Yeah.
I'm a little divided. I don't know. Is this an A tier maybe, or
yeah, let's do an A.
A tier? Probably
Cool,
probably better than that one.
Yeah.
The neon font is hard to do, I found in Photoshop. Or I don't know. I have yet to find a good way to do it. So if you know better ways to do neon Photoshop, okay. Episode 23, Annoying Buzz. What is this even episode about? Lost in Space. Why did we call it that?
This is Lost in Space. Annoying Buzz is because both my dad and my brother both were talking about the annoying buzz because it was the bleep.
The sensor,
they didn't
right?
know what it was. Yeah, now they get it. Sometimes they hear it. Sometimes
this
they don't
is
know.
Okay. This was another rush job for me. I feel like I completely forgot to do how to do a face swap when I did this, and I was running out of time. There was just one step I forgot to do, thinking back. But these face swaps are it's literally just an outline from one layer slapped onto another, no blend. It looks so stupid. And faces, I don't know where I got our faces from. I don't know where I got yours from.
I have no idea.
I mean, it's pretty darn funny, but this is like a C tier, right?
Yeah,
this is a C tier thumbnail because it was just I got to get this done. And again, I spent way too much time on the neon and just forgot how to do the swap. Episode 24, Logan's Bum. This is your senior picture, right? I took.
Yeah, it looks porcelain. Yeah.
What was this? Oh, Logan's Run. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Logan's Run. Yeah.
What do you think here?
Let's go with B.
B tier. Okay.
Face swap is good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Again, my skin tone matched pretty well here somehow. I don't understand how. And yours is just too clear or too featureless.
Yes.
Episode 25, Giving Up But Not Quitting. This was when we were talking about the FFA, right? Just failing at that.
Yep. This one we did Wing Commander.
Oh, Wing Commander, right. Again, the thumbnail has nothing to do with the movie. We did.
The tendency to go like that.
This one...
he looked good. It's not like good.
I don't know.
Doesn't relate to the movie.
It has nothing to do with it. I mean, for the clickbait aspect, I think it's kind of decent.
Sure. Yeah.
Maybe a C.
Yeah, okay, let's do a C. I think this one's awesome.
Episode 26, It's Morbin Time. I think if I were to do this again, I wouldn't be able to make it look like that. I have no idea how it turned out that well.
Yeah, I think that one's sweet.
So for that reason alone, I think
the name is
that's
great. Yeah, that's an A. C or S.
I think it's S. Yeah. Episode 27, Maximum Bleep. This was a rush job. This sucks. This just sucks. I think it's D.
Okay.
This is D tier.
Maximum Bleep. That was the debate about whether we're going to keep bleeps or not.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Episode 28, Alan's Basement. We had a guest. well, this is not our first guest at this point, but this was like first time we had a guest in a long time.
Yeah. I think this one's great with the photoshops.
Yeah, this one turned out pretty good especially with Alan's face. Again, I don't know where I got that picture from, but
he's got a mustache now, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know.
It's like 10.
Yeah. Maybe low S. From that
works.
Perspective. I didn't make you the woman that time. I gave it to myself.
Oh, bless you.
Okay, now we're getting to Spenny's contributions here. Episode 29, Cars Go Fast. I love the title. This is amazing. This is amazing because this is another thing where I doubt you could recreate this, right?
No way.
Because this was some kind of glitch in the Matrix when you were trying to do. And was this your first attempt at a face swap?
It was my first time trying to do the face swap.
So, I mean, just for
I look weird as hell.
You look like an alien, or you don't even look like a face. How did you make it look like it sampled the color from the jumpsuit? It makes no sense.
I don't know.
And then there's two faces in each time.
Yeah.
I gotta go S tier just because. Just from the fact that if anybody saw this and clicked on the video, they're like, what is that? Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Now, what's amazing is that your next attempt was phenomenal.
So yeah.
Phenomenal. And I think
awesome.
I look so good. And it's what's funny is that by this time I had been doing Photoshop enough where I feel like I knew how you did this and with layers and stuff. And so it was, from my perspective, it was cool to see what your order of operations probably was. I love this. I think it's S tier.
Yeah, I like it.
It's a great edit. I think this one was mine. Episode 31, Space Nonsense. I like the title.
I do.
And I love the fact that I again use the same Sandra Bullock thing for you. Just a mustache with this 80s hair. Mine wasn't that great.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I still love that one though.
I think this is probably maybe A tier, right?
Okay.
We'll put that A tier. Maybe high A tier. I just love using that picture of you. Episode 32, Uncrustable He-Mans. Again, another Spenny perfection here.
This is where I couldn't get the colors to blend. I just threw Bryan on
it's like you blended. Somehow you blended with the background. Somehow, I don't know how you did that. Sticking Bryan there as Gwendolyn.
I can't tell you how long I worked on that.
To have it to be the result.
For some reason, it just was not working.
I love it though. I just freaking love it. I think that's S tier.
All right, whatever.
Let's see.
Bye.
I think this is the last one I've done, right? And so this was episode 33, Mission for Morons. Again, I love the title. I also love the fact that you are your what was that called? The AI thing?
AI face. Namesake.
Namesake. Fat AI avatar.
So fat. So fat.
But I don't know. It's kind of cheesy.
Yeah, I think
it's probably
funny.
B tier.
I like that one. That was funny.
Okay, now last canonical episode here, episode 34, Seagal bitch.
I think the name is awesome.
I don't know how you do this. Like, how do you have two different faces here? Like, my face, but it's slanted and it looks
matter.
It looks like there's a seam right in the middle of the face here, and it's like two different color tones, and it's crooked.
I don't know.
Because you told me to look to the side, and what he clearly looks like from this picture is he's looking straight on, or what I would imagine the original was. then you almost look like Matt Damon somehow. That's why my first impression was, oh, that's Matt Damon for some reason.
I don't know.
I love
like,
the title.
I did mine first, and it worked okay, and I did yours. I was like, so bad. And that's one of those things where it's like, okay, I'm done.
At least mine blended with the face. You have a clear line in this little lasso thing.
I couldn't get it fixed. I was trying
so again, all of yours are S tier to me because it's like I can see the frustration. Frustration is evident in the work. Okay.
Great. That's great.
So then we have our specials here, 8 to 10 listener special 1. This is just it was a great episode. We loved having the guests on. That was, an interesting format for us. We were just trying new things, and we think that all our guests did great. The thumbnail sucks though. I mean, this is just an unoriginal. Although I will say, I did make a thumbnail for using that face morph thing that we showed a few times, and then I showed it to you guys, and Bryan was like, "You can't do that. You can't do that and expect anyone to want to come back on the show." And I was like, "Fine."
If you did it now, it'd probably be like, "Oh, okay,
it'd be,
I get the premise of it."
Yep.
Yeah, back then we didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
No one's gonna want to come on or listen to the show anymore. We do this.
We've come
okay. Episode whatever that was, Mother's Day special. There's nothing there's no photoshopping here, but for quality's sake, we got to give this an A tier.
Yeah, that's our moms.
Just for the moms. Thanks for coming on, moms. Thanks for listening, moms.
Yeah.
Thanks for everything, moms.
That's right.
And then to round things out, our Severance season 1 special.
Oh, that's an S. No doubt, man.
Yeah, because figured out how to do the text thing that related to the show. Obviously, there's no groovy title. And then I guess the final thing is our show logo thumbnail. This was the very first thing. I got to put this in that S, right? Because this is our whole identity here.
Gotcha. No, that's great.
So that's it. That's the year to date. Year in review to date.
That's it. That's the YTD.
YTD.
210.
That didn't take too much time,
man.
Right?
That's some funny going review and looking at those.
Hopefully enjoyable.
Yeah. Loved it. Well, as always, just as a reminder, you can find us on socials at Ascension To 10, YouTube Ascension To 10 Podcast. So you can see some of those visuals and some other additional things. You can email us at boys@ascensionto10.com. Or we do have a website, ascensionto10.com as well. You can get links to all where to listen, where to watch. And if you have any recommendations, you can drop us an email there or any of the socials. And you can also support us on Patreon. It's patreon.com/A210, which is always welcome and appreciated.
That's right.
As you saw, there's a lot of work that goes into this. Messing around.
We're not messing around here, folks.
Sort of.
Well,
Jack, what are we? Yeah,
I just realized that it's my turn. So we're gonna do a little dead air. We're doing Cold Zone.
Cold Zone. Okay.
Yep. So
what is it?
But I don't know.
Okay. Is this like a 2012 or like Day After Tomorrow like knockoff or something?
It could be. I don't know. It's on Amazon, so it's free to us.
Great.
So.
This is beyond white space too.
It really could be. It's
Okay.
So great. That's it.
All right.
Well, Cold Zone, everybody, if you want to watch and
Cold Zone
listen with
on
us.
Amazon Prime. Well, until next time, he's Jad. I'm Spenny. Thanks for taking this trip with us for the YTD.
Bye.
Bye.